Would you look at that? We're talking about something relevant, dare I say recent. The Lady White, a brand new Zatanna villain debuting in her 2025 solo series, which at the time of the scripting has only had one issue. This video is focusing on Lady White herself, not the issue itself, so details and story elements that don't matter to Lady White will be skipping, but the issue itself is actually very good, and I highly recommend it. Writer and artist Jamal Campbell has expressed hoping to grow, expand, and explore Zatanna's villain roster, with this new villain seemingly being set up as a member. It's being built upon as a possible staple of Zatanna's villains. However, of course, only time will tell if that will actually play out. This series might be her only appearance. Anyways, now who is Lady White? Zatanna and her crew of both returning and new characters are performing at the Terrace Circular Theater, which is a very old theater dating all the way back to old day Hollywood, with many different performers through the years. Even including Zatanna's father, Zatanna, who is a very old comic character, even predating Batman. He's also one of the most consistently dead characters at DC. He's still a pretty big influence on Zatanna, even as a ghost or just simply nothing. As the issue goes on, Zatanna and her staff go through the halls passing other past performers at this theater, including a once famous Scarlet from old Hollywood, known as Lady White, a mysterious woman who's once said to have ties in everything involving fame, from films to theater to even fashion, but yet no one knew anything about her except her talent and her beauty, not even her real name. Lady White's ties to old Hollywood is very interesting in my opinion. However, it should be noted I'm a fan of old Hollywood, including behind the scenes and knowing about some of the very shocking details that happen behind so many movies. So I might be a biased opinion, but I do really like it. I like this idea for a villain. Although in all fairness, this isn't exactly a new idea for a villain. Basil Karlo very much comes from old school Hollywood. Although to be fair, that character also has lost a lot of those ties as time has gone on to modernize the character of Clayface. Jamal Campbell says the Scarlet persona of Lady White is intended to be a twist on Zatanna's own fame of the modern era, seemingly going for a possible comparison of the more modern performer to a more classic one. All of a sudden, hands burst out of the photo kidnapping Zatanna's staff. She runs into the portrait of Lady White to save her crew. Zatanna finds herself confronted by the spirit of Lady White, with many arms, having a bit of a Japanese body horror appearance. Lady White is very vague, saying not to waste words trying to speak to her when Zatanna's crew is in danger, along with telling her that she only appeared because she heard her name. Now, the majority of the issue follows Zatanna saving her staff one by one from old movies, which is a pretty fun read, with most being based on old Hollywood archetypes, like westerns, romances, and alien movies, although they also show horror movies in a pirate movie, which is a little more modern compared to the others, modern as in not 1940s or 1950s. Or at least this type of horror movie. Sure, there was Frankenstein's Bride and The Invisible Man, personal favorites of mine, but this seems more in tone with, say, The Ring or even Annabelle. We do see Lady White in one of the films, that being a romantic comedy where she's playing the female lead, with Lady White taunting Zatanna about saving the final member of her supporting cast, that being Adam, who will be important. Now, Adam is a former Zatanna supporting character, whose history seems to be a bit different, with this being his first appearance post-Flashpoint. It's actually his first appearance after a long time from having died. Now being a young man who's interested in magic and a trusted ally of Zatanna, that seems to just admire Zatanna. Zatanna afterwards goes back to confront Lady White, wondering why she's back. Why did her spirit wake up from her eternal slumber? But once again getting a very vague response, saying she just wanted to see the expression on Zatanna's face. When Adam betrays her, stabbing her through the back, not killing her, but brutally wounding her. Lady White and Adam teleport away, leaving Zatanna on the ground. As the first introduction of Lady White, first issue of an ongoing arc, I will say she comes off very well. A mysterious figure with an unknown tie to Zatanna, or at least she's hinting at that. It's possible that she doesn't actually have any connection to her, perhaps it's with her father, or maybe she just hates Zatanna because Zatanna has an act in the same theater. There's many routes you could go with the character, and honestly, I think I like all of them, so I'm excited to either way. Well, maybe there's other routes you could go with the character that I won't like, but the ones I think that are the most likely are all ones I actually think are pretty good ideas. The general concept for the character from being old age Hollywood is something I really like, and I am likely to make a part 2 to this character or to this video once the character appears more and we know more about her. Or I might not. I do have a pretty inconsistent uploading schedule, and there's a chance I might miss something, or miss a deadline on when I think the character is more relevant. But I do hope I could make another video on the character once she appears more. I do think she has a bit of a similar theme to Gentleman Ghost, that being a ghost from a long time ago in history, however, of course, being from very different places in history. So I think both can exist. In fact, maybe they can even team up. I think her visual design is very striking, which is something that can help a villain. A good design goes a very long way, and Jamal Campbell's art is very good just overall. So, what are your thoughts on Lady White? Do you think she has potential, or do you think this story is likely going to be her only appearance? Honestly, I hope it isn't, but I do think that it's possible this series might be her only appearance. I really hope it isn't, though. And that's it. Like always, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!